I would describe my work as bold, fun, bright, colorful, black woman centered, black people, but black woman centered for sure. Stylish, clean, luxe. Those are all words I would describe, but I always want my work to speak for itself, and I'm always really interested in how other people see my work and how they receive it, what it makes them think of when they see the photos. Well, the majority of my images are black women. Black women are my main muse for my work. They're the reason why I've started the work because when I first started, there was not a lot of black images, professional editorial style images of black women. Like that was hard to find. And so I wanted to be part of creating those images so that we could see ourselves in a different way than what media generally portrays black women to be. I've always had a camera in my hand probably since I was like 3. Like my grandma used to have a Polaroid camera, so I remember like taking the pictures and like pulling them out then and reloading the film. Like I knew how to work that camera at that age. And then I also remember my grandpa being a photographer, so I always seen the cameras, always never afraid of it and understanding it. But in 2009, I graduated with a degree in dance in African American studies. But in my senior year, I knew I already wanted to transition to behind the camera because I just realized I already had like a natural talent for it, but I didn't necessarily know what I wanted to do. So it wasn't until 2013 that I decided, you know what, I'm gonna actually make this something that I pursue professionally and ask for like money in exchange for taking headshots and stuff for dancers and actually like stepping away from being a dancer and being in front of the camera and going behind the camera. There have been moments where I've considered stopping. So when you ask me what keeps my heart beating, I'm like kind of asking myself the same question sometimes. I'm like, why am I still doing it? I think it's the balancing of the business and the art and having to do that. So the business side of it and like the hustling and the working for free and working for ungrateful people. Like there's the part where it's magic and stuff, and then there's the part where it's like this motherfucker don't even appreciate what I'm doing. They don't even know what goes behind this. Like all of that stuff, and then like even just being a business person and making sure I actually can live and eat off of it versus just doing it for the art and for the love of it. Like it's two different things. So yeah, I'm not gonna compromise myself for money or a check or for exposure. You get to be in front of my audience. That doesn't make me want to do it. It has to be in alignment. It has to be in alignment with my purpose. So what kept me going, I think, was probably the response from black women. So both the response of people who got to view the photos and like when they loved it and was really rocking with it, and then also I would say when I would shoot with black women, whether it would be if it were with professional models, sometimes they would come on set and be surprised that it was all black women team, and they would be like, oh my gosh, I've never experienced this before. And when I kept hearing that, it let me know, okay, I'm onto something, because they're used to going on set and having a white hairstylist, white makeup artist, nervous that their hair is going to get burnt or messed up during the shoot, not sure if they're going to get lit well. And then when I would shoot with regular women who weren't professional models, what kept me going was them seeing themselves and being like, oh my gosh, I've never seen myself like this. Like, this is me. I still get that every time I shoot with a woman, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is me. And I'm looking at them like, really? Because that's exactly what I see when I see you. So to be able to have that exchange with them and show them a different way of seeing themselves, like literally themselves, is like, okay, I have to keep going. I don't know that I always successfully get out of my own way, but when I do get out of my own way, there's just like this, for lack of a better word, like a fuck it switch. I just gotta flip and be like, you kind of just gotta block out what you think everybody else is gonna say, what you think you gonna do wrong. Like you kind of just gotta like, okay, you know know what, let me get tunnel vision and only focus on the good that could come out of this, the good that could come out of me sharing, good of coming out of me reaching out and collaborating with new people, the good of me just trying something new with my camera settings. Like, let me not put pressure on myself to have this specific expectation of the turnout, and just like get into the process. Joy, a feeling of, girl, see, you was overthinking for nothing. That's usually the feeling, like overthinking for nothing. And then sometimes it's like you may not get the turnout that I want, but now I know that whatever I did, that didn't work. So I know I don't have to question, will this work anymore? So I know this doesn't work. It doesn't give me the turnout that I may necessarily have wanted to, like the final product, but I can let go of that what if and start focusing on something else and try something different. It moves the process along. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. The reason why is because people gonna think and say what they want to say, regardless if you do it or not. So if you don't do it because of them, then they gonna talk about you because you don't do nothing. And then if you do it because of them, but it comes out, you know, it could come out great, it could come out bad. Like, their opinion, at the end of the day, they're still gonna have an opinion, and if they want to be a hater, they're gonna be a hater. It don't matter. The question, what's next for Scates? I mean, I'm already working on some things right now. So I'm finishing up some edits for a shoot that I did at the end of last year and trying to get that published in some magazines. I'm currently selling product with my photos on it, which is dope, and that's new that I started at the end of the year as well. So wanting to create more of that and push that some more. And I just want to explore more. I don't want to. I want to give myself an opportunity to like do something that's not necessarily safe, or that's not necessarily what my brand has produced in the past. One of my specialties, I would say, is shooting in the studio, and so generally a lot of my studio shots are very clean and bright. I want to do more moody things. I want to have more brown tones instead of the bright white backdrop. Like, I want to do layers. I want to do collage work. I want to mix medias. I want to get into film. I want to do documentary and more things. Just I don't want to be limited. I want to do everything.